What's up? What's up, everybody? Peace and light, peace and love. Thank you for connecting with me yet again. I'm Shakesha Divine, and you are listening in on the Pretty Priestess podcast. And had to step in with that whole D'Angelo groove. I don't know what y'all was doing at that particular time. That was just one of my absolute favorite grooves that was on that particular CD. And so I just had to vibe with it and said, I don't, I got the rocks with it. And then hold up, let me see. Do I still got yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. All right. Well, for those of you that's just listening to it, I just brought up a picture of that D'Angelo on that Voodoo CD he put out back in '99. It was truly a favorite of mine, and I held on to that CD case. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Oh, those were some good days. So I wanted to stop and just, first of all, step up, step up. Let me say peace and love and light to the Sirius Cipher. We were about that business last time. And we got into that discussion on geez, I forgot. The Fool. Damn. Ah, losing my grip. The Fool energy and starting all over again, and what that looks like when we shift over into a new cycle, when you're on a new journey in life. And we are definitely on our way to a complete new cycle with this new moon here that's coming up in Aquarius. And so I think that's on the 20th. And yeah, what a time it is. What a time indeed. I want to send out a lot of love and light to the cast that's over there on the West Coast, going through changes with the weather, and anybody else that's going through changes with the weather. Like, I ain't really been keeping up what's going on out here as far as the weather, as far as a lot of the world events are concerned, because at this particular point, I just been really going within and really connecting with spirit at this time. Like, I don't know for sure how anybody else operate, but how I do, that shit don't work for me. It don't serve me. It's not helpful. Now, sometimes I'm in a space where I want to be informed. I want to know what's going on in the world. And you know what I'm saying? And that's all good. But this right now, it's just, there's a lot that's going on. And I've been like really putting out a lot of light and a lot of love out into these ethers, out into the spiritual streets. I've been sending a lot of folks a lot of love and light and everything. And then I also wanted to talk about that whole situation that's going down in Haiti, man. What the fuck? What the hell? Hold up. Let me see. I was I was so intrigued because see, this has gotten on my radar. For whatever reason, I just been pulled to kind of like really examine what may or may not be going on over there. And so apparently, like, they just lost like the government control and all of this other stuff. So there's a lot of upheaval that's going on over here. And I remember how pissed I was when there were a lot of people that was coming into this country and they was beating them with switches or whatever in the hell, trying to get them to come back. And, and I haven't seen any other folks that try to immigrate, that migrate over here into this country, get this type of treatment. So that was some special shit right there. And and I always understand like the whole the heaviness of being melanated out here in these streets. Like, like it seems like no matter where we at on the map, we will always face this adversarial energy that always shows up for us as melanated individuals. And that kind of, in my eyes, attests to the greatness that we have within us. But I have been reaching out to a lot of folks that I know are highly intuitive, and just sending them a link that I received just to see if anybody else is picking up anything, if anybody has any other information, if there's someone else that's noting that there's something rotten in the cotton that's going on. So I'm going to definitely play this link that I sent out to several people to see, like, what the hell? So I hadn't gotten many response. Now, I did get one from Aquarius Moon where she's like, well, you know what they do. You know, this is all about the money. And I do know that. Absolutely, there's resources over there. What that is, I'm not exactly sure. Oh, let me see. I find this link right here I sent out. And see what. Let me see.
Haiti has an extraterrestrial material that is found nowhere else in the world except South Africa, and it's the purest in Haiti. 65 million years ago, an asteroid landed in this space. We have an asteroid mountain in different places. We have mountains, they're made of asteroid. They use this asteroid because it's the remain of this asteroid that is so heat resistant that they use for spacecrafts. 1 ton of Haiti's iridium. Iridium. I wanted to get iridium is worth $45 billion. We have mountains of it. They put soldiers and private military contractors in UN uniforms. They're everywhere in Haiti, digging out the mountain. So they literally, since 1986, with the fall of Duvalier, the U.S. military has been taking out Haiti's.
Now, I'm going to just say this. Government overthrown. A lot of shit's been going on. President over there got assassinated not too long ago. And I thought this was like behind them not really being receptive to getting the medication and the response to the coronavirus. And now we see like a lot of the blowback that's beginning to show up. I want to send a lot of light and love out to a lot of those individuals that have been passing away. There's a lot of souls that's coming up out of this particular realm. And I don't think that we've seen the last of it. And I know that we get quick to move right over into the response to the virus, because I absolutely agree 1000%. But there's also a lot of other mitigating factors we need to definitely look at as well. During that whole time, you know, a lot of people been door dashing and fast food and all of this other shit. You know, nobody wants to cook for themselves and everything. And this is really giving us an opportunity to kind of re-examine how we've been navigating these streets, right? To start making some better moves, to start taking better care of ourselves, like to start upgrading the quality of food. And really, hopefully, and like I said, I ain't trying to get in nobody's business, tell you how to live. I'm just giving you my little 2 cents, you know, but everybody don't need to be over top of your food. You don't know what the hell's going on their mind. And I'm really big on energy transfer. And if you in there and you eating a sandwich with somebody who really ain't feeling you at the end of the day, that's resentful about being at work, that just got in a fight with somebody not too long ago. And then you see all of these social media clips with all of these cats that's fighting in these fast food restaurants. The vibration in these places are low. We better wake the hell up. It's time to listen, I'm going to keep it $150 out here. You know, because I'm at the point where I'm past really trying to make sure that I'm appeasing the audience and the folks that's out here in these streets. I got to tell you what's going on and how it is, because we are at a point right now where we ain't got time for no more of this foolishness, man. Playtime is truly over. And I was saying that shit, and I was getting more on this meditation grind and really trying to get my head together. But meanwhile, I'm still tossing them back. I'm still lighting them up. And I'm still partying like a damn ass rock star. Let's not get it twisted. I ain't above this conversation that we having, you know? So I'm not here to try to tell anybody about the way to go. I'm just looking at what I'm seeing right now, because there's some things that we got to really straighten out. Because this looks like we got some changes. in these streets. It looks like we got a lot of stuff that's going on. And when you see the writing on the wall, and I was all happy about a lot of the changes that's been made. They don't legalize weed. I like shit like that. I likes that a lot. But why in the fuck would they legalize weed? Let's sip on that for a minute. And I thought about that a long time ago, and it really didn't matter to me. But now that I see the events that's coming up, the things that are happening, and even though I'm not like keeping up with the news and none of that bullshit and everything, I'm picking up on the energy that's out here in these streets. And this is why I've been really watching the cosmos and seeing like how the planets are lining up and how that's going to affect our energy. This is very important, because if we're not people that's not really involved in paying attention to politics and all of this other stuff that the Matrix is hooked into and all of this, right? A lot of folks don't deal with that. But we got to deal with the reality of, if we're supposed to be the people in this world that's awake and aware of all of this energy that's going on out here, then we need to really feel obligated to just check in with the temperature of the energy that we're experiencing at this particular time. Because even if we don't know the exact events, we need to at least be putting something out there to help to raise the frequency, the vibration out here in these streets. Because there's a lot of shit that's going down. A lot of shit I probably don't even know about. I can just feel it. The energy here is, you can cut it. You know, it's going down. And so this morning I woke up. Well, before I woke up, I saw 555 right across. And 555 is all about letting us know that changes that need to happen, that's going down. And for me, I knew that Spirit was letting me know that there's some changes that I need to make. There's definitely some change. There's been changes I need to make. Let's not get let's not get it twisted. There's been changes I need to make. You know, all my clothes is tight. I've been sitting in the house, you know, chilling, watching Netflix, getting my smoke on, my drink on, and whatnot, chilling, enjoying life, right? But now it's really time for that to fall by the wayside, because I'm really, really beginning to make this connection. Now we got to start, it's game time. And we can't keep living in this pastime paradise where we are sitting here awake, aware, completely oblivious. And all we do is sit back and talk about theory to other people that get it. Or sit around and have a conversation about how other folks don't get it and we do nothing to change this world. That's going to have to end. So yeah, I'm going to have to like really make a lot of adjustments in my life. And I got to tell you, the adjustments that I got to make, you know, for me, cutting back on the reefer, I don't think I'll ever leave the reefer alone. That's my shit. I likes the weed. I don't know if I'll be able to stop drinking all the time either. I'm doing the best I can. I'm working it out, you know, whatever. But I do know that I'm falling back like nobody's business. And I haven't been crazy. Like, you know, I feel like, you know, Spirit, you need me to really take better care of the vessel here. I'm going to need your assistance. I got some generational shit. And I'm not going to sit here and hold this space pretending that it's everybody except for me. And I'm the exception to the rule. Or we ain't going to, because see, that's what the biggest problem is. We won't deal with ourselves. We won't face that truth. We won't address the shit that we've been sweeping up under the rug. We won't deal with the things that intimidate us. that embarrass us. We don't want to go there. But I assure you, it is high time we do so. So I've been working on a lot of things. Shout out to everybody that copped that holistic appeal. It's still available. It's on Amazon. You need to grab it. You need to. It will definitely help us along the journey. Talking a little bit about getting our health in order, getting our mind right, getting our health right, and being in alignment so that we can really show up the way we're supposed to show up. That's if you want to show up. You don't got to. You can hide in the background, whatever. I've been doing some work on Kundalini yoga, awakening my chakras and whatnot. And I got hip to Kundalini yoga back in about 2007. I know I was still in school. And happenstance, because at that particular point in time, like I was really deep into the church and, that whole cipher, right? I was dealing with that whole business right there. And I was really deep into studying the scripture and attending the studies and da. You know what I'm saying? That was my move at the time. You know what I'm saying? I church girl. And I was always interested in meditational practices and yoga and, you know what I'm saying, a lot of Eastern traditions and everything. So I would, occasionally take a look at that and everything. And I always wonder why we get discouraged from exploring this information a lot further. I ordered a book that was completely about something else, maybe law of attraction, some other bullshit. I forget, whatever it was at the time. It was a long time ago. But I do remember distinctly that in that package of books, I think they either accidentally sent me or maybe it was a bonus that I didn't know about. But I got this CD called Awakening the Chakras with this cat named Harry Jeevan Khalsa. And he went through these Kundalini yoga meditations that really helped me along my journey. And I'm talking about some instant miraculous results. This was on a CD when folks were still sending out CDs and whatnot, right? And I had that CD and I would get up in the morning and I would play it just to see if this will work. And they tell you about how this is really going to help you expand and direct your energy so that you can live your very best life. It's going to help you to be able to have that mental clarity and go towards your goals. I said, shit, I need this in my life. At the time I was in school and I really was trying to do my very best work and get through that process. That shit was important at that time, whatever. And I began working on these exercises and it was definitely effective. The way that I felt, I wish I could find that picture that I had. I did have somebody took a picture of me when my chakras was completely aligned and I had this look on my face. I felt, and I'll never forget the way that I felt. I felt like I could do anything, that I could conquer the world. And I used that to get a job. It's funny now, but listen, that was important at the time. And it's important to a lot of other cats, getting a job, all of that other bullshit. That's where I was at, right? And I got me a job in the field that I was studying up under. I was feeling good and flying high. And then because doing all of those meditational practices, because there's several exercises that he takes you through, because it was taking so long, it kind of fell by the wayside. And so I put the Awakening the Chakras CD back in his sleeve, put it in my little computer desk drawer and everything. We ended up moving up out of the house and my husband threw my computer desk drawer with all of the shits that I had in there. He threw that shit in the trash. I was sick. My Harry Jeevan Khalsa CD was in there. What in the hell? Why would we do this? Oh man, I was swole with him. He don't do stuff like that no more. He don't just throw my stuff away no more because, I just really don't appreciate it. I was almost in tears. However, I'm so glad that I'm one of those people that's just so meticulous. I safeguard a lot of shit. And it so happened that I had burned the CD onto my old computer and forgot that that's what I did. I was so grateful. I went in through those those Kundalini yoga practices and everything, and I started memorizing them, and I was able to do these independently. And it was really giving me some results. And I started rapidly started like progressing in life because I was like tapped in and tuned in. And it wasn't that, it did anything miraculous. What it did was allowed me to just really get into that space where I believed in myself. And I just went for mine, and I wasn't concerned with any of the doubts that was, that usually flies in my head. It kind of numbed all of that shit. And I was in a focused direction that helped me move ahead. And I went out there and I did my thing in these streets, y'all. Make no mistake, I did my damn thing with this Kundalini yoga. But again, the time on that, it began to be a tax, and I didn't have the time for it. And so I wasn't doing that shit anymore. And so I forgot about it. Years have passed, and it fell by the wayside. And every once in a while, I would do, little bits of the practices, very beneficial still. I have realized that. Doing a lot of these breaths, a lot of the breath works that they had. Totally awesome. Really helped to bring mental clarity for me, really helped to improve my focus, really helped me to boost my energy. You ever sit in traffic and like feel like you about to nod behind the wheel? I used to get that feeling a lot and everything. And so I would do some of these Kundalini yoga breaths, and it would give me this energy boost that would help me to be able to, make it on through and get on home through the traffic, that heavy, slow stop and go type of traffic and everything. I was able to navigate through that, get home safely without falling asleep behind the wheel, wrapping my car around a pole. Yeah. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about that just quickly, because I'm not going into no deep lesson. I'm no expert on this shit, but I do want to pull people's coat to this, because this is definitely something to look into. Definitely something to look into. And you really don't even have to be an expert to get victory out of it. You really don't have to know a lot about it. You ain't even got to believe in that shit, because it's not a belief system, it's an experience. And you can just do it and let it see what it do. So I really want to encourage folks to check that shit out. But let me tell you what it's about though. So Kundalini yoga is an exploration of energetic potential and mental expansion. We use mantras in Kundalini yoga. And mantras are sounds that move energy. It calls forth and activates dormant energy within us. See, the word mantra means mind wave. Man means mind. Tra means waves. And we control the waves of our mind. When you start controlling the waves of your mind, you start noticing your life is a lot more beneficial, because if you don't control your mind, you will be at the mercy of it, I assure you. And you just got to go along for the ride. And any foolishness that goes through your head, you just there for the ride. Kundalini practices are all about controlling and expanding your energy. You direct your energy so that you can have a more enjoyable life experience. So there's energy centers, of course, in the body. We call them the chakras. They're connected to our glands. Hold up, where's my little diagram? I made me a diagram. I used to do little talk. I don't think we can see it. I ain't got my thing up. Oh shit. Damn. No, you can't even see it. Never mind. But anyway, I got this artificial background and everything, and you know what I'm saying? I probably should. It's not that important. I would take it down otherwise, but it's not that important. But it's really all about controlling our energy. I lost my thought, my bad. The energy centers in our body is connected to the glands within our body, right? If you didn't know, well, now you know. So all of our chakras is connected to the glands that's in our body, right? So the gonads is connected to the root chakra, the islets of Langerhorn, and that's about, you know what I'm saying, the insulin thing. You know what I'm saying? What is that? I forgot what that's all about. But whatever. I ain't here for no health class lesson, no anatomy lesson and whatnot. But that's connected to the sacral chakra, which deals with the sweetness in our life. The solar plexus chakra is connected to the adrenal glands. Can you see the connection? Can you see the correspondence, right? The thymus gland is connected to the heart chakra. The throat chakra is connected to the thyroid gland. The pituitary gland is connected to the third eye. The pineal gland is connected to the crown chakra. And these energy centers, when they're not let me back up. Let me back up. So the chakras in our body, they're connected to our glands, which governs these chakras and how we express our energy, right? And when these glands are not secreting properly, our old memories, the old habits, patterns of behaviors that don't serve us. Are you seeing why I'm doing this? The patterns of behavior that's not serving us, emotions, all of that shit, it gets kind of clogged, and we get magnetically pulled in directions that we don't want to, because it messes with our energetic field. Clearing this up helps us to shift our magnetic field in a more beneficial direction. I use Maslow's hierarchy. I always use that. I correspond a lot of, I correspond the glands, the chakras, the energy centers, and the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I bring those all into correspondence because the hierarchy of needs shows how we address the things that we need within our life according to how the chakras is lined up within our system. There's definitely a correspondence. Where the root chakra is right at the bottom, where the physiological standpoint is. Our safety and our security need is definitely connected to the sacral chakra, where we have those connections, those relationships, whatnot. They kind of like overlap within each other, right? Our love, our belonging, our esteem needs goes within, you know, our solar plexus chakra area, and the heart chakra space and everything. So those two are like connected together. Our self-actualization is all up in the upper chakra ranges, right? And this is the same order. When we clear that energy out, we address that more efficiently. So I use Maslow's hierarchy to show the connection to the needs that get addressed in the corresponding energy centers. And Kundalini is about expanding and directing energy in a more beneficial direction, so the needs are more effectively addressed. The pituitary gland is our master gland. I call that the command center gland. Y'all remember, y'all heard that in school, right? The master gland, the command center, that gets all of the other glands to secrete. When the glands within our body are all secreting fully, the body is healthy. And we can get that secretion when we activate that pituitary gland, that third eye chakra, by focusing on the tip of our nose and doing our meditation, our gaze is there. And when you focus on your nose, it's not going to make you cross-eyed. I remember when I was a kid, they used to tell you, if you look like that, all cross-eyed and everything, if you stare at the tip of your nose, it'll make you cross-eyed. Staring at the tip of your nose is not going to make you cross-eyed. What it actually does is it strengthens our focus, and it gives us more clarity in thought and the direction of our thoughts. And with the glands secreting, we're able to effectively address our worldly needs. And this is what Kundalini yoga is all about. So in Kundalini yoga, the mantra, you have to do this invocation. Well, you don't have to, I guess, maybe not, but I never go without doing it because it was highly recommended when I was taught to do it. And so I rocks with the mantra. I also use that mantra a lot of times when I'm just like getting my day started and really about to get out there and get some things done and everything. So in Kundalini yoga, the mantra, my bad, the mantra for invocation is Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong, not Om. Om is that transcendental, expansive mantra that's really more connected to the spiritual realm. Ong, O-N-G, is a sound that holds the material wealth in our magnetic field. So Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. I call on that creative, infinite life force energy. I call on that energy to serve me. I call on that infinite, creative life force energy to have it serve me. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And so when you do these, you're going to chant that at least 3 times to really, that's the magic number, baby, to really have it awaken and set this thing off. You can kind of feel the shift in the energy just a little bit. Oh, you ain't did the work yet. No. You ain't did the work yet. But it definitely helps to bring that energy so that you can really start to be more directive in how you start navigating. So it goes, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I should have did that shit before I started talking. Shit. I should have. So you go do that at least 3 times before getting a Kundalini practice. And this is an ancient practice with so many exercises. This has been explored for thousands of years from what I've heard, right? So explore this vast science. I sincerely encourage you to do this because this shit right here, this works, whether you believe it or not. It's not a belief system. This is an experiential system that allows us to experience the movement of our energy. And when we get into a space of mastery, of really being able to tap in, tune in, and move our energy, we make a more beneficial life for ourselves. We start getting our focus better. We get on track. We get on point with our shit, and we start making things happen. We open the door to this. I cannot believe that I let this damn meditation go by the wayside. I lost my mind. Anyway, you want to practice this consistently. You want to practice this on a regular basis. It's going to work for you, but then when you stop, you stop. You know what I'm saying? When you stop, you stop. But it's definitely going to work for you. And when you do, watch what it do. I'm thinking about maybe even doing a few of these on YouTube or something like that. And y'all can join me in my journey because I'm just setting this back off. But I had to share it. And I am not an expert in it, but I definitely want to put y'all deep with this because I'm here to tell you this is some shit that absolutely works. And it's funny how spirit brought this back to me, right? Because I wasn't even thinking about that shit. I'm just going through drawers and this and that and the other and load up the disk drive. Oh, what? Where I forgot all about the Kundalini yoga. The Kundalini yoga is going to help us direct our energy so that we can start making shit happen. And the way that this energy is shifting right about now, with Jupiter transitioning into Aries, I'm here to tell you this is time to do it big. This is big boss energy. That rabbit signifies wealth, abundance, fertility, growth. Just to know all of that, just to know all of that, and to get in alignment with that, life-changing shit right there. So definitely check that out. Get involved in all of that. And maybe I'll throw something up there. You know what I'm saying? We see what they do. Because bang, I definitely should have did that chant before I set it off. But I want to set off our week because one of the other things that spirit really has been laying in my heart is what I'm going to really do is just check in each week, even if I don't have anything to say, but definitely give an oracle reading to help us in navigating some of this energy, give us some encouragement, a pep talk to help us along during the week thus far, because we're in for some times. And I know that this 7 years about that spiritual master, spiritual growth, folks is going to be waking up and all of that other stuff. I like to keep it positive. But also on this other end, there's a lot of changes that we got to go through. Like if you're going to wake up and really step into your spiritual power, spiritual ascension, something has to happen in order for you to get there. You have to experience a change or two. You don't just wake up in ascension. There's work that has to be done. There's a process that goes along with that. And we're starting to see a lot of this stuff begin to unfold. And so with that, we got to really be in a mental space to get us to where we want to be in life. Say word. So let's talk about this message that Spirit has for us. I was meditating on the energy and sat with some goddesses that come through. And I'm hoping that I don't ball these names up. The goddess Simadi come through. The goddess of vengeance. The goddess Isis comes through, the great mother goddess. The goddess Glispa comes through, the goddess of healing. And Mama Kila comes through, the mother moon goddess. And they want us to really get into this space of recognizing the lessons that we learned, the wisdom that we've gained over this time. And all of those times when we weren't as confident as we wanted to be, when we didn't step into our power, when we didn't show up for ourselves, when we didn't stay in tune with the star player within us, where we didn't check in with ourselves and how we felt, when we failed to read the energy on a situation. Spirit wants you to know that all of those things, they took place for your transformation. The goddess Simadi wants you to know that your difficulties came to transform you, that you must take heart. And all of those individuals, those naysayers is coming through. The folks that didn't believe in who you were. The folks that gave you a critical assessment, a harsh one too. Folks that you trusted, that disappointed you. You absolutely will get your vindication. You leave it right there. And it's not about their punishment. It's about your vindication. But you rest in the knowledge that this was all a part of the greatest and highest good and divine order. This was for your transformation. It was all set for your benefit. The challenge that we have is that we don't trust that good things will happen. We don't trust divine order. We don't trust divine timing. We won't listen to our inner guidance. We won't tune into the star player within us. We won't raise our vibration because we focus on those things that have happened to us in the past. And we hold the expectation that this will continue to happen over and over and over again. The goddess Isis wants you to know that your heart will be healed, but you must have faith so that you can move forward and overcome this obstacle. Because if you don't, you will not be in alignment for the greatness that is your birthright. You're being encouraged to really start facing your fears. Start speaking truth to power. Not disrespectfully, but quite frankly and openly. We got to start working on this communication thing we got here. We got this cancel culture type of madness going on out here. Because so many of us have this all or nothing thinking. But we can't be concerned with that. Because the best way for us to eliminate low vibration, what we call devil energy, is to bring truth and clarity to the table. And so the goddess Glispa comes through, the goddess of healing, with the message that the healing power is within you by speaking your truth. By really tapping in and tuning in and raising your frequency by listening to some music, doing some things that really help to raise the vibration so that you're communicating your truth. We got to overcome our fears. We got to make this our process. We got to change the way we've been going about things. We got to develop the discipline, the will to move boldly toward our goals. We got to trust that this will all begin to work itself out within divine time, because it is divine order. So when Mama Killa shows up, she wants you to recognize the real. Your situation is going to change. Look to the moon, the phases that it goes through. Just as the moon changes over time, love, so will your situation. You got to trust that it's going to happen. You got to build the will. You got to speak your truth and live your truth. Authenticity is your key. You get rid of the darkness by the light. We can't keep dwelling on yesterday's hurt. We use it as a lesson, not as a reason to not move forward, to mistrust, to hold us back, to stop us from moving forward. Because when we are in tune with the star player within us, when we pay attention to the situation around us, when we begin to get grounded and really get laser focused on the things that we want to achieve on all angles, you'll start to see results. It takes time. We don't see it right now. It takes time. You must trust. Yeah. Okay. Scorpio moon is where we at right now. That energy of mysteriousness, intriguingness, and moodiness, and all of that. Mercury just came. Mercury will be coming out of retrograde, and I will be so happy, so grateful, so grateful. I will be able to do things much more efficiently. But in the meantime, in between time, have a positive week. Show somebody some love out here in these streets. Have mercy in your assessments. This Scorpio moon out here is not really having us with these superficial bullshitting ass relationships. We ain't got time to waste with folks no more. I like that energy. And just for the day, that Scorpio moon is all about that mysterious and intriguing things. You know, maybe you uncover some stuff. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, you'll be on that whole stuff. But you also got to watch that suspicious nature that goes along with that on the other end. You know, that energy of holding grudges and not forgetting about the things that happened within the past. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I was working on that Kundalini yoga. Definitely check that out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Maybe I'll put something up. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, definitely do that. But I think I took up enough time. That's cool. I'm good with that. Peace and light, y'all. Peace and love.